my emotions. Oh, come on, love me again. You're all I need. Can you love me again? I bleed. Come on, love me the way you did. I just can't change my emotions. for you to come grab my thighs. It's all blurry. And you laying next to you got me questioning what I think is important. And oops again, don't know what I've been all late. Turn to you make me sweat. Still I can't forget why as you kiss my neck. Can you kiss it again? Still I can't forget as you kiss my neck. Make me sweat. You to come tighten up. You to come. You to come tighten up. You to come.
I mean, I talked to him yesterday. He promised he would come. But now I can't forget.
Elevator going up, busy, so I turn my phone off. I'm crazy and messed up, now I can't talk. And I hate to admit I took you real deep in my lungs, now I can't quit. And you laying next to you got me questioning what I think is important. And oops again, don't know what I've been all late. Turn to you make me sweat. Still I can't forget why as you kiss my neck. Still I can't forget as you kiss my neck. Make me sweat. You to come tighten up. You to come. You to come tighten up. You to come. My fever's high. Okay, you checked on your warm place. All I get is your neck. My fever's high. I'm all messed up. Yeah, I locked the door, switched on my heat. That make me sweat. Still I can't forget why as you kiss my neck. Still I can't forget as you kiss my neck. Make me sweat. matter, 'cause we're going towards the sun. The light is here, it's time to go. Shine a light into the unknown. Push me out so I can grow. Singing, I'll go. We'll grow. Summer soon. The light is here, it's time to go. Shine a light into the unknown. Push me out so I can grow. Singing, I'll go, yeah, we'll grow, Love's always easy. I'm guilty of being greedy, but I've learned to live without borders, 'cause love's always pushing forward. I've learned to live without borders, 'cause love's always pushing forward. The light has come, it's time to go. Shine a light into the unknown. Push me out so I can grow. Singing, I'll go. We'll grow, we'll grow. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. Standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away.
What's going on? Happy Inner Circle Day. What's up, Camille Tatone? Look at Camille. She's been with us for so long. She's right behind that. What's up, John? Good to see you, Dan, Michael, is it RG? I hope I said that right, man. Steve, Thomas, Steven, James, Doreen, Kathy, Don, Matthew. What's up, everybody?
Giancarlo.
Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Welcome to this month's Inner Circle. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, this woman here. This is my amazing wife, Lisa. How you doing, guys?
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah. So this is what we figured we'd do. So February every year. I've been doing Inner Circles. This is my 11th or 12th year. But for the last 7 or so, on Valentine's month in February, my wife and I always do it together, and we just talk about our relationship. And thank you. You guys probably humble us, but you always say it's one of your favorite. And this year, our kids got sick, and my wife and at the last minute, she couldn't come. So we decided for March, we had so many great questions come in the community about life, about business, about moving faster, about AI. So what we did was the team took the top 10 that were the most common questions. Not that you could see them, they're right here. And I figured my wife and I can have a conversation back and forth. So she's representing you guys, your top questions. Cool? You guys like it? Hey, look at, and then you can check out the chat. This is how we talk to everyone. What's up, Stephen Blair? Always good to see you. Yeah, so when Michael Miller, what's going on? Love the light bulb there, man. Tracy, good to see you. Amy, what's going on? So for anybody that's new, it's not ADD when we keep looking to the right. The right is the chat, so we could see that Cecilia and Pam and Lorraine and Argy and Rosemary and Andrew and James are leaving messages, so we love that. That's how we all get to communicate like we're in one big room. We get to see you, and then we get to hear you. So this is really awesome. Great having you guys here. So we're going to jump right in. First, a couple things I want to share. We got some fun stuff coming for you in the community. We're working like crazy to revamp the community, everything that you get on a monthly basis, to be a part of the Mastermind family. I'm on this mission of simplicity on the other side of complexity. I heard that 20 years ago, and it's such a great saying, because sometimes when you just start adding more and more and more, it gets complex. But really all we want is the simplicity on the opposite side, right? Like, think about if someone said to you, in order to drive a car, you got to learn how to build the engine. How many of us would be driving if we had to build the engine? Yeah, none of us. A couple of them, maybe, right? But what do? We don't need to know how the engine works. We just get in, turn the key, it starts, and we go to where we want to go. Mm-hmm. That's my obsession for 2026 with our Mastermind family. How can we make it so you don't have to figure out how AI can help? You don't have to figure out the technology. You just start the car and it works. And we're in a place in the world where that's possible. It wasn't possible 3 years ago. It wasn't possible 2 years ago. It is now. So I just want to tell you, thanks for being an amazing part of our family. We are obsessing on simplifying so you can get outcomes faster and quicker. And that's how we all evolve. Write this down. I'll share more about it too. But I know probably all of you joined, but April 23rd, 24th, 25th is the AI Advantage Summit 2026. We are so freaking stoked because so many things. Do you guys see how much has changed in the last 6 months in AI? Last 6 weeks, oh my God, it's mind blowing. So Tony and I, we were gonna do another AI Advantage Summit in November. We decided we can't wait. So we are gonna rock and roll April 23rd. We are so excited about it. We have great guests. Igor's on fire. And not to overcomplicate things, but I'll give you a little theory. I'll give you the behind the scenes. You're my family. Last year, we taught people how to build a thought partner, a clone, go deeper, get AI to know you better than you would ever imagine so it can do the work. And how it could work alongside you to buy time back. We've documented millions of hours saved. It's so freaking cool. But because of recent changes, this year, not only are we going to help you do that, because you still need to go through the process, you still need to build a clone and go deep, but now we're going to show you before the end how it can work for you. So it can get work done at night when you're not there managing it, right? Argy, and I see you and your significant other there shaking your head, but that's the next phase. And 8 weeks ago, it was so complicated, you had to be a programmer to figure that out. Right now, a couple clicks, and you can automate. So we're so freaking excited for that, and you're all invited as our guest. It's AIAdvantageSummit.com, so write that down. I don't know if we got a link for that, but you're all invited as our guest, and I love having our family there because you guys light up the chat. So AIAdvantageSummit.com. Maybe somebody could put it in the chat. Okay. You ready to get started?
Let's go.
I didn't mean to dominate that whole open.
No, that was exciting. I'm so excited for the
summit.
And also I'll be there too. Are you ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
First question, and this is all coming from you guys. What's the biggest mindset shift you've seen separating the people who actually break through from the ones who stay stuck?
That's
so good.
That's a great question. I didn't stare at those questions in advance either because I didn't want to come up with just an answer. I wanted to come up in the moment. So what's the biggest, the common thread of the biggest mindset shift? You know, I would love, for those of you that have made a big shift, I'd love, not right this minute, but in a minute, it'd be great to share what made you finally say yes. You know, Tony's really good at saying, when people say, how long does it take to quit smoking? People say, oh, it took me 7 years to quit smoking, right? Did it really take 7 years or did it take 1 second? It took 7 years of thinking about quitting smoking and 1 second to go, enough, it's over, I'm done, right? So I think we agonize sometimes, we think about it. We think about getting in shape for 7 years and we finally, so I think there's two things. I might go a little deep on this, so ask any questions you think they would want and you want, right? But I think there's two things that happen in life. One, there's a situation, there's a circumstance out of your control, right? You're in a job for 14 years, you know it's robbing your soul. And for the last 4, every morning you wake up and think to yourself, I'm done with this job, I hate it, but you still go. Two things could happen. One, you go to this job you hate and they fire you. You have no choice. Decisions have to be made, true? I have to make a decision. I have to do something different. I just got fired. And sometimes we get that blessing, right, Amy? Where you go, that's a sign from God, the universe, I'm going to try my own thing, right? So sometimes decisions, if you look at the biggest ones you make, you really didn't have control of it. You're in a relationship that you're not sure is good. And then you come home one day and the other person says it's over. You got to deal with it, right? The second one, and this is the one that we are more in control of, is when you're in that relation, I'm just making stuff up, or you're in that 14-year job that you just can't stand. And one day you just wake up and say, enough, I can't take it. It's killing me. And that's the one I'd like to spend a little more time on, because the other one you got to deal with. And what I think the biggest mindset shift is just realizing that this path will lead me to a life that is not meant for me. I think the biggest regret in life could be, and you know I talk about this a lot, so I'm trying not to go back to old things that I say a lot, but it's true. I think the worst thing that could happen to any of us is to get to the end of our life and realize we missed it. I mean, that's
so powerful.
When I even say that, tell me that, anybody feel that in your soul? Imagine getting to the end of your life and meeting your maker And I always say this because I think about it all the time. Yeah, it is scary, right? Imagine your maker saying, I love you, you lived a great life, but I'm sorry, I got to play you a video of the woman you could have been, Amy, if you just went after your dreams. Man, that would kill you. It'd be a punch in the face. And I know maybe you say, oy vey. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you say that's a little extreme, Dean, but I truly think about those things when I'm hesitant to make a move that I know I have to. Being partners with Tony Robbins, believe me, you're my wife. You see it at home. I'm like, babe, we're taking on this next thing. We're starting an AI education company, and we're still going to grow Mastermind, and we're still going to do this, and I'm still going to coach Little League. Like, it's like sometimes that brain comes in, and I'm like, at the end of my life, looking back, what would I say to myself? It's like, go change lives in AI, because you guys know how. Because I'm looking at that video of saying, hey, you didn't, and people got the wrong education, and they were overwhelmed, and they were stuck, and you could have got them unstuck. You. And I think about that, I'm like, no, no, no. And the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on to the next question. You've heard me say this a lot, so please, I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. If you got to the end of your life, and you realized you didn't make that decision, you didn't shift your mindset, you didn't say enough, you didn't decide to say no, or you didn't decide to say yes, and you missed it. And your maker played you a video of the person you could have been. What would be your number one wish? What would be your wish? If you got to the end of your life and realized you played small, and your maker said to you, all right, you got one wish, what would it be?
To go back and
To
do
go
it
back,
again.
yeah. And you know what I always say? Wish granted.
Yeah.
Wish granted. We're here. Let's start today. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, just if you were there, you'd say, please let me go back. Boom, we're here, we're back, let's go.
And that just goes
Right?
back to like, what are you doing when no one's watching? Like when you're saying this, I keep thinking to myself, as
Look
a
at you,
kid,
you do listen to me.
Well,
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, you say that, yes. But as a kid, I remember, I think I heard that in church. It's like, what are you doing when no one's watching? And it's so true. I mean, that follows you throughout your whole life. And it's
Well,
the
isn't that
things
isn't
you
that really who
sacrifice
we
every
are?
day. Yes.
Right? If you think about it, you and I have talked about this. When people say their values or their character, let's use the word character. Character is really just who we are when no one's watching. Right? If you're on social media and you're like, I love my wife, you're amazing. But then I'm looking at DMs on the side in my Instagram of other pretty girls, then I'm full of crap. Right? Because nobody's watching. Right? If I say I love my partner Tony Robbins and behind his back I'm making side deals, then I'm really the side deal guy. Or I'm really the guy that would be unfaithful. Like we really are. Our character is who we are when no one's watching.
1000%.
And I think I can't always say that that was who I was as a human in this evolution. We can all shift and grow, but yeah, that's something I always say to my wife, right? I tell you all the time, I'm like, I always think through the lens, and this does not mean I'm perfect in any way. I've made plenty of mistakes. But I always tell my wife, if you hired a private investigator to film me for 7 days straight and you read every message and every text and watched the way I looked and what I did, I said at the end of that week you'd watch it, you'd love me more. That's the place I'm at now. Wasn't always there, but that's character. Like I can leave my phone open, my life open, nothing. When we were dating for like 3 months, I gave her a list of every password I had. I'm like, just take it. Be in there anytime you want. This is who I am, and I'm staying.
We were both like that. We were both very open book. Like, let's just open book.
Anyway,
Yes.
I didn't mean to digress. And that only comes from doing shit wrong, excuse my language, and saying, this is a good thing. I ain't messing this up, right? So, okay.
Okay, question 2. How do you know the difference between pushing through resistance and knowing it's time to pivot and start something new?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, because I could make an argument for both, right? Maria, I see you
Exactly.
shaking your head with your bougainvillea behind you. I say bougainvillea because I taught my 2 little kids bougainvillea when they were young. So we're driving in Phoenix, they're like, bougainvillea, bougainvillea. They point it out everywhere. Anyway, I digress. That is so hard because let's just break those 2 things down. Do we all know somebody who quits too soon? Raise your hand if you know somebody. Maybe you know somebody intimately. Amy, look at Amy. Look how honest Amy is. She's like, dude, right here,
I
right?
mean, yes.
Yes, right? So there is this fine balance of quitting too soon. And I don't want to, I'm not, it's dabbling. And sometimes we don't recognize the joy of the lessons we learn from it, from going deeper, even in something we
Yes.
don't like. What I try to teach my kids, especially the older ones, and I try to help the little ones now see this, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're in a career you don't like, going there might be like just brain-numbing difficult. But what if you said, instead of I shouldn't be here, I'm supposed to be doing this, what if your brain said, oh, this is just part of the journey. I have to do this in order to get there. And if you think to yourself, I'm not here forever, but while I'm here, I'm going to make everybody around me sick because I'm going to love what I do. I'm going to kick ass what I do. And when I'm at the peak of this, I'm going to bail and go do my own thing. I know it sounds a little weird, but it's again, so many of you that have been with me for a long time, I don't want to be redundant in stories, but it's a part of my life. When I was in the collision shop, I painted cars every day. I had a headache every day of my life. Anybody ever go to a collision shop when your car gets wrecked and somebody's fixed it? Did you ever peek in the back and smell the fumes of the paint? Priya, right? I see you shaking your head. I was the one who painted every day of my life in my 20s, right? I had headaches every night. It's probably come back to haunt me someday, and I hated it. But I had this philosophy that I knew I wasn't staying. Like, there was no way I was going to paint cars for the rest of my life, and I'm not knocking it. Like, when I was in it, if you met me, you'd be like, that guy loves collision work. That guy loves fixing cars. He loves painting cars. Because I lived it while I was in it, but I knew I wasn't staying there. And the only reason I say I wasn't staying there, I was a blue-collar worker, all my relatives, right? I say that only because it made me sick. It literally gave me headaches all the time. I used to pop Advil all the time. Now I don't take anything, but I used to take Advil because that paint fumes, even with a mask on, it just wasn't the deal. So that's why I wanted out of it. But I got to tell you, real quick, for those that don't know the story, I fixed the gentleman's car. I came out, we had a great conversation. I'm the same guy now as I was as a kid, really go back and forth. I asked him about his family, he asked me about mine. He said, you love doing this. I'm like, not really, but while I do it, I'm gonna do it great.
Yes.
And he's like, my car looks amazing, and you washed it for me too. I'm like, we washed it, we detailed it. And he's like, wow. He's like, so if this isn't what you're gonna do forever, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I already bought 3 pieces of property. I already had like 6 apartments. I said, I'm trying to buy this big plot of land. It's 40 acres. It's going to be my first big subdivision. I said, I want to subdivide it. I want to put 20 houses up. I'm telling him this big dream. Can't help myself but tell him where I'm going. But the way I treated him made him feel good in the moment, and even though the thing I disliked because of the headaches. So he says, well, why didn't you buy it? I'm like, it's $180,000. It's vacant property. I can't get a loan on it. I can use credit cards to come up with half. So I got enough cash and credit cards to come up with 90 grand. He's like, well, good luck. I really admire you. Next day he came back. I'm like, oh, hey, everything all right with the car? He's like, I couldn't stop thinking about you all night. No exaggeration. He went, here's a check for $90,000. Go buy that property. And I bought it. I paid him back every dime plus part of the profit. But here's the deal. Imagine if he came and I fixed his car and he was like, oh, thanks. I was like, yeah, it's done.
Exactly.
The car looks good. What about you? I hate this. I get headaches every day. This is stupid. I shouldn't be here. I should be a real estate investor. I should be doing this. What if I told him that? You think the guy would have given me 90 grand?
Oh, no. No way.
Right? True story. And it shifted my life. First deal in my life. I made over $1 million on that property over a 3-year period. It changed my life forever. Changed my life forever.
Wow.
Like, you make $1 million when you're in your 20s. It changes everything. I took it, reinvested it in more real estate. Then I got Tony Robbins' course. I used that money to start my infomercial business. Like, I got goosebumps because you think of all the things that could have went wrong. That just was part of the journey. So
good.
I went too deep on that one. I know I'm taking too long on these
But
questions.
Can I add something to that
of
really
course.
quick? So funny you said that. I just went to lunch, well, not just, it was like a year ago, with a really good friend of mine. She's probably 20 years older than me, great friend of mine. And she said, anyway, I'll make the story really short. The token that I took out of that lunch that day, that to this day I think about it every day, she said, talk to everybody about what your ideas are, like how you talk to this man. She said, because you never know who will say,
Who's
hey,
listening?
I could help you, or who's listening.
That's a really
she
good
said,
point.
don't keep anything to yourself, even if the ideas are wild or whatever. Talk to everybody about your idea. And I'm like, wow, because I always feel bad talking about me. I could talk about him all day long. But for me, I'm like, oh no, me, I'm just a mom. I'm just like, I'm nobody. But she's like
Not true.
talk about like your ideas, your plans. And so anyway, I like that. That's, yeah.
So yes, that is a great
I'm going to tell her
takeaway.
that story now.
And so that's just part of the dabbling, right? It's like, and when to give up. And the opposite side, if you're torturing yourself year after year of hating it, then just give yourself a deadline, right? I'm in this career that I don't like, or I'm in this relationship I
that.
don't like, and just say, hey, I'm going all in for 6 months. I'm going to make it look like they're not going to recognize me at my job, because I'm going to come in early. I'm going to light it up, but I'm only here for 6 months. And in that 6 months, I'm going to skip these 5 things, and I'm going to spend the time launching my coaching program, or getting started with this new business, or getting clients, or getting my social media to go. And in 6 months from today, it's over. It's done. It's not a dabble. It's a commitment. I'm changing who I am. I'm changing my values. I'm changing what I stand for. And I am going to be a self-employed human starting 6 months from now, or something along those lines. And then all of a sudden you get the best of both worlds. Listen, I didn't quit. I started with cars. I didn't quit doing cars until my real estate business made me more than the car business did. Then I quit, got out of the painting. Then I started educating people on how to invest in property like I do. I didn't quit. I never quit investing, but I didn't quit it being my full time, and I didn't go all in on teaching people until the teaching business made more than the real estate business. And then I went all in on the real estate education business. I still invested in property, but you see what I mean? Like, I also want to be. You want to be smart and have a bridge to each one, and there are moments. This is really important. There are moments where you're like, is this worth it? I'm working my tail off. I don't see the results. And guess what? That's usually right before everything goes great. Because I feel like, the term I say, success tax. I feel like the universe goes, okay, Mary's rocking it. She's about to quit. If she doesn't quit on this one, her success is on the other side of this one. But she's got to get through this one. And when you look at it that way, you're like, bring it. Bring it. I got one more difficult quarter, one more difficult 6 month period, and the next version of me is on the other side. Who would be willing to have a tough 6 months so you could have a great 6 years after that? Right? Of course. Okay. There you go.
Love that.
I know we're only on number 3. Long answers.
Okay, number 3. Is there a simple way someone can honestly evaluate whether what they're doing is actually moving them forward, or just keeping them busy? Like, what's your
these are great questions, guys. Good job.
meter or your measuring stick, I guess?
Here's what I'd say. We went through a couple generations of, sorry, this might, maybe somebody will be offended, I hope not. But we went through a generation of participation trophies, all the way up until kids were 10 years old.
I mean, it's still going on.
Dan's smiling. I see you laughing, Dan. Screw participation trophies. You either win or you lose. Hands down, win or lose. When my son Brody and my daughter were young, I have young ones now and Luke is playing, but when they were young, I'm like, you ain't going to get a participation trophy. You guys played horrible. You lost. And it's okay. You can learn from it. This is how we get better. You learn from it, right? So my whole point is, would any of you play a game full out? Would you say you were going to train for something? Train for whatever sport or whatever thing you like, or train for chess match, or train for pickleball, or train for your intelligence. Would you train for it? And the day you got there, you're like, I trained for 6 months, I'm ready. And they got there and they said, hey, everybody, just want to let you know, we're not going to keep score. We're just going to go at it. Let's just all have fun today. Raise your hand if you would be disappointed after 6 months of training. Would you be disappointed?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're like, I just worked my ass off. I want to see if I'm winning. I need to measure this. That's all it is measurement. So when you ask a question like this, it's a great question. And the fact of the matter is, you have to measure you have to keep score. Where was I 3 months ago? Where was I 3 weeks ago? And am I moving forward? Am I making progress? Doesn't mean not perfection, progress. And here's the part though that I think is really important. The question was, is there a simple way someone can honestly evaluate whether what they're doing is moving the needle or not? So here's the part I want you to, this is the most important part of it. You have to measure what actually moves the needle. Don't measure work, measure productivity and moving towards the goal that you want. For example, you might be great at creating your coaching curriculum. You might be great. My wife has got such an aesthetic eye. So does my daughter, my oldest daughter. You might be great and go, I built the most beautiful thing and the most beautiful logo. And I have my 12 session coaching program. I went back and forth with Gigi or Chad or Claude. I dialed it in. It's freaking amazing. I am making progress. True. But when that's done, where's the part that you're holding back on? Letting people you know, just start telling everybody that you are a coach now and you want to do it. Starting to put on your social media. Film your look at Alicia. She's like, hey, right? You got to measure the things that you're uncomfortable with too. Yeah. You got to measure the uncomfortable because sometimes our brain just goes, well, I built the curriculum, I built the site, I did the thing, I did that thing. I know my ideal client. I'm going to do the thing. It's like, yeah, but did you reach out to anybody, make any calls, try to set an appointment to get your first? Hold on a second, right? You have to measure those things. You have to measure those things. And there's a great book called Measure What Matters. It's a great book. I read it probably a decade ago. If you want to burn through it, it's good. But you got to measure, if not, it's a participation trophy. You got to know if you're winning or losing, and you got to measure the areas, especially the areas that you've been hesitant on. And here's what I want to tell you. We're all uncomfortable when something is new. I'm going to embarrass my daughter for a second. I'm not going to call you out, don't worry. My 19-year-old daughter just started working for us in our social media department. I'm so freaking stoked. Anybody else a parent? Raise your hand if you're a parent. Maybe someday you will be, or a niece or a nephew. Who in here would like if your child came to work with you and you really get along with her great, right? Okay, so you guys get it. Well, my daughter, you would never know. I'm an introvert. I love being on camera. I can be on stage with 70,000 people and rock your world. Go to a birthday party for our 5-year-old and there's parents there and I have to talk to them. I hide. I find a corner. My wife's like, where'd Dean go? I'm usually playing with the kids or hiding in a corner. My daughter couldn't be more like me. And she's in social media. And her whole job is, I'm going to digress for a second because this really, I promise I'll land the plane. My team has been trying to hire somebody for 5 years to follow me around. So on social media, you get more of a glimpse of what I do behind the scenes. Not just me going direct to camera, but what do I do when I'm in a meeting? What do I do with my family? What do I do when I get ready for a podcast? And and every time they hire somebody, I'm just uncomfortable having a stranger around me. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I just can't. But then my team came to me and they're like, what about your daughter? She'd be perfect. And I like having her around. Perfect combo. She just started. Right now, her job is to film behind the scenes stuff. She's an introvert like me. She's like, I don't want to bug you. Should I really turn on the camera? Don't look at me, right? It is uncomfortable as hell for her. But she's sitting right there and she's just filming and doing it. She's going to do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. And what I said to her, it's going to be 3 to 6 months of being uncomfortable and then you're going to crush it. My social media is going to soar. You're going to be filming stuff going, this one's going viral. I know it's going to get 1 million views, right? And she'll start having a scorecard for herself. It's like, this one only got 50,000, this got 1 million. I need more of this. Dad, I need you to go over there and do, like, I promise you within 6 months, she's like, all right, Dad, I need you to go over there, stand on the edge of the thing and then talk to somebody and do the thing because she's going to know what goes viral. But her next 6 months is probably going to suck. Her next 3 weeks is going to be horrible because it's uncomfortable. But again, would we take uncomfortable if we could thrive on the other side of it? Absolutely, right? So it's okay to be uncomfortable. Just do the stuff that you've been putting off.
I love it. Okay, number 4. What are you watching people make way too complicated that if they just simplified it, it would completely change their results?
A lot of stuff.
I was going to say, I feel like it's a lot of stuff.
So I'm just going to give you a little hack because our brains love to make things complicated. So here's what I'd say. When something feels complicated, I'm gonna on the next question or a couple more questions, I'm gonna go deep on the whole philosophy of how you get things stick, how to get things to stick, education to stick for yourself, and how to get education to stick for others. In fact, it's really cool. It's a training. Tony and I have a high-level mastermind called Zenith. We don't promote it. You don't see, there's no marketing for it, but it's $250,000 a person. And it's only for people doing business 10 million or more. And it's invite only by current guests. So the only way there's people in it is if a current guest thinks there'd be a great fit. I think we have 32 members now. We've been doing it about a year and a half. And I did a presentation for them last week in Palm Beach, Florida, on how you get education to stick, how you build real trust and build relationships. And it was an hour presentation, but I'm going to pull back the curtain. You guys don't have to pay 250 grand. You guys are going to get it today because you're part of Mastermind. But I'm going to give you the high level of it today because I think it'll benefit every single one of you. I thought through it for days to come up with this, like what makes our education or any education stick in my own life and what we teach. So I'll share that. So I'll go short here, knowing that in a couple, before we leave, I'll share that. So ask the question again.
What are you
making too complicated? What do we make
What
too
are people
complicated?
making too complicated that if they would change it or simplify it, it would change the results?
Looking at the whole picture. Susan, I think you're going to get this one. Looking at all of it is what freaks you out. Like if I use AI as an example, oh my God. If you go online for 5 minutes, click on one AI training. And then your algorithm knows that you clicked on one. Oh my goodness. You will get served a gazillion of them, and everyone makes you feel like you're stupid, falling behind, never going to catch up. I'm too old for this stuff. How does this work? I didn't grow up with technology, right? It's like all you got to do is get a Mac Mini and use Clawbot, and then it does the thing, and then you see all these breakdowns. Then you plug it into your workflow. It works like 6 people. You're not doing it. You're dumb. If you are, you're cool. And you're like, and you start thinking of all these things you got to do with AI, and it becomes so overwhelming. Like anything in life, chunk it down. One clear path, one step at a time, and then just overcome. Here's the secret. Ready? Write this down. Overcome one constraint at a time. That's it. One constraint at a time. One problem. One thing you have to overcome at a time. So if I want to get to, it's Kaizen, one step at a time. You know the end result, but you can't look at all of it at the same time. You got to look at one piece. It's why New Year's resolutions don't work. I'm going to stop drinking soda. I'm going to stop eating sugar. I'm going to eat 3 good meals a day. I'm going to increase my protein. I'm going to work out 5 days a week. You look at all of it. By week 2, you're like, I can't do all this shit. Give me a piece of bread and a soda, please. Right? It's but what if you just said, January, I'm going to walk every other day. That's it. February, I'm going to walk every other day, and I'm cutting out bread. March, no bread, no sugar, walk every day. April, weights 3 days a week. If you did that, who could see themselves changing their lives? Maybe it's weekly, not monthly, right? But when you write that list, Cecilia, I see you shaking your head. You write that list on New Year's Eve, you look at it like the second week of January, you're like, what human could do all that? Overwhelming, complex, you do none of it. So one piece at a time, one constraint at a time. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So this is from a few of the ladies. So for the women right now who have been telling herself, I'm not tech savvy, what do you say to her?
Okay. Is this really for you?
Actually, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that because I want to share. I want to teach in a moment. I want to teach. I think I can teach that through
the other one.
Yeah, just
okay.
because.
So should I skip to 6?
Yeah. So let's skip the 6, but I'm not going to forget that one. So put this one here. I promise I'll answer that.
Okay.
I'm not ignoring the women. In fact, I just want to make it so good.
Okay.
That the men feel jealous. That's all. That's my goal.
Okay, if someone in our community is going to make the next 90 days count, what are the 2 or 3 things you would tell them to go all in right now?
I'm a big believer is that we must truly identify the goal, right? So if you said, hey, I want 90 days, I think most of our brains say, what do I need to do for the next 90 days? And I don't know about you, maybe I'm a little slow, but it's confusing to me if I look what to do, because there's so much going on in our lives. Does anybody here have like 6 hours a day you don't know what to do with yourself? I doubt it, right? You're like, yeah. So the thing I would do is pick one thing, right? Pick one thing.
Okay.
And then identify that goal down to the specifics, right? So put in the chat anything that you'd like to accomplish in 90 days. Could be with your mastermind business, it could be with your coaching business, could be with life, could be with health, could be with AI, but in 90 days with the end in mind. Don't start thinking how you're going to get there, how you're going to figure it out. $100,000 launch. Film the lessons.
Nice.
Write 2 chapters. Amy, I love that. Okay. So I'm going to pick on Amy for a second, right? These are all great coming in. Finally make a sale, publish my 3rd book. Boom, your 3rd one. Amy's going to write 2 chapters. Okay. So before you write the how, you're going to write 2 chapters, but more clarity. What 2 chapters are you going to write? What is the outcome? So this is how I would do it. I was like, what are the 2 chapters going to write? What is the outcome of those 2 chapters? How are people going to feel after they read these 2 chapters? I want to be so proud of these chapters that they're the 2 best chapters I've ever written in my entire life. I'm just, you hear me say that fuzzy targets don't get hit. I want to write 2 chapters. Well, what does that mean? Is it the first 2, the last 2, the middle 2? Where are they going to be in sequence? Then once you have this big goal that you stare at, the end in mind, then reverse engineer what you have to accomplish to make that happen. So I just got done this morning. I just got and wrote the final words to the book Tony and I are writing called The AI Advantage. It's a book that'll come out in September. I'll make sure you guys have opportunity to get the version, but this is the first time we're writing a book together. We both have multiple New York Times best-selling books. I feel blessed to say that. This one's co-authored, Tony and Dean. It is so good. I'm so excited about it. He's got to just prove his parts, and we should be out in September. But let me tell you, how I got this book done. I went, and I'll be honest, I used Gigi for a ton of stuff. I used chat for some stuff on research, and I've been really going deep on Claude. At the AI Advantage Summit, we're going to go deep on Claude because I like the way Claude writes. Once it knows my voice, once it knows your voice, damn, there's nothing close to it. So let me tell you what I did. And Amy, I'm just giving you a cheat sheet. I don't want a book I don't want AI writing my book. Just being honest. It's got to be Dean Graziosi. And I feel like if I let AI write my book, you'd lose the essence. You guys know my voice. You'd hear it in 1 second. You'd read 4 pages and go, this isn't Dean. I know the way he talks, right? But damn, can it take you to 2nd or 3rd base? So what I did is I loaded in Tony's last 3 books and my last 3 books. And I said, I'm writing a new book on AI, but I want you to refer and talk in the language of Tony and Dean combined. So I wrote the book, instead of saying Tony said this or Dean said that, we wrote the book as one voice. And since you guys, a lot of you know both of us, you'll know, oh, that's a Tony section, that's a Dean section, right? And some is a collective session. But I did that. And then I started laying out chapters. Oh my God. Usually a book takes me about 6 months. I did the whole thing in 90 days, and it's the best book I've ever written. Because I had this assistance, I had this guide, it was editing, it was going back, and then I'd push back on it and say, hey, be my sparring partner. What sucks about this chapter? Where did I talk over people's heads? Where did I talk too simple? How do I make sure everybody comes in? You know my ideal client. We're not going after the 20% of early adopters who are crushing it, building vibe coding. I'm going after the 80% of the world business owners that need to go faster and quicker. It's like, okay, you went over their head here. Let's simplify that. And then I'd rewrite the simplify. I'd say, how? So good. So once you have the goal, Amy, now you can go back and use the tools like Claude or Gigi or ChatGPT and allow you to at least get to 2nd base. So I promise you this, do that. Teach it about yourself. And if you don't have a previous book, you know what you do? You pick up your phone and just hit record inside Claude and just tell it about you, your goals, your ideal client, who's going to read the book, the outcome you want, how many chapters you want, what you want them to feel when they're done. Just spill your guts. Too much is not too much.
Yep.
I don't care how many times you share it. And then say, here's my idea for these 2 chapters. Help me write it, because I have 90 days to make this the best 2 chapters in the world. And guess what? You're going to write it in 6 days. Just telling you, you're going to write it in 6 days. So then you got 84 days to do all the rest of the book. So that's how I would approach it.
Love that. So good. Okay, number 7. For someone in our community who's not techie and is feeling intimidated by all the AI noise, why does this matter to them right now? What's the opportunity they might be missing?
I think this a great question. I think this group probably gets that. But don't we all know? We all know, even if it's intimidating, we all know that AI's got to be a part of our life. True? Raise your hand if you know it's true. I know even my own sister, who's 5 years older than me, 6 months ago she called. She's like, Dean, my business is. She's got a great business. She's like, I'm too old. We've done great. I don't need to learn another thing in my life. She called me 3 months ago when we were getting ready for the AI Advantage. She's like, I might need to learn that AI, huh? And then she called me 3 weeks ago and she's like, hey, can I get in that boot camp you guys did? Everybody's bragging about it. I know I'm going to, like, it's just inevitable. It's like saying when electricity came out, you're like, no, no, no. I'm not putting wires in my wall. I don't want that electricity coursing to it. I'm good. I'm going to use the horse and buggy, no cars, no electricity. How long would you stay in business? Unfortunately, right? Would you do business with somebody right now if you called them and they said they could fix your gutters? And you're like, great, email me a quote. What if they said, oh, we decided not to do that email thing. We're not online. We think that online thing, it's evil. So I'm going to put an envelope in the mail with a stamp, and I'll write up a quote. You should have it in 4 or 5 days. You'd be like, no need to send it. Would you do business with somebody who didn't have the internet? Just being honest. No. I know you don't need to hear this, but we can't move forward without AI because it's here. And the only reason it feels off is because you guys are the first generation, we are,
Yep.
that didn't have it and now have it.
Have it.
Our kids won't know a life without it.
It's so true.
It's just like our me and my daughter were in Florida last week. We're driving around and she puts it in navigation and we were talking. I'm like, when I was your age, on the passenger seat was a map this big. Who's my age and who remembers when you had to have a map, especially if you drove across the country or drove 5 hours? Oh my God. And I'm sorry for those of you that are co-pilots ever, and it's your husband or your wife and it's like, oh, we're supposed to make that left. You're like, your whole job is to look at the map and tell me where to go. And you're like, was so difficult to know, and we knew direction because of it. Okay, if you're older than 45, you probably know north, south, east, and west where you live, true? You probably have a marker. Oh, that mountain is north, so I must be going south or west. That river, that thing, that store, right? Under 40, south. Where's Starbucks? Closest Starbucks to my location. Oh, cool. And you drive there. You don't know how to go anywhere. I don't know if my kids could find their way home without it. That's just where we're going. So the fact of the matter is, we have to use it. We have to do it. It has to be a part of our life. Care if you're 17 or 87. It has to be. We just got to find a path that fits with our soul. And the truth of the matter is, I just look through the lens, and I'm going to share this in a moment, that AI can make us more human. And I have a philosophy behind that, but I'll let you read the next question.
But that's so true. Isn't that funny how everything we do for the first time, it seems kind of intimidating. So yeah, this is just,
of course,
it's a normal feeling. I feel like we all have it. Okay, walk us through your 6 steps, because I think every single person here needs to hear this. So
yeah. Okay, so these are the exact thing. It was a whole, you could pull up these slides if you could show them. This was, you see that little logo, Zenith, and our signatures there. This was the exact presentation. It's like 15 slides. I'm not going to go through all of it today. This was the first slide. Every relationship, every sale, every transformation follows the same path. You could take that down for a minute. So I was trying to think, when it comes to learning something. So I'm gonna just pull back the curtain. You guys, will you keep this a secret? Raise your hand if you'll keep this between us, okay? Promise? I feel extremely honored that a mutual friend connected me with the Department of Labor here in the United States. And the Department of Labor has just spent tens of millions of dollars trying to educate people on AI. Their goal is just to provide free education so people don't get caught behind. And the campaign didn't get the reach, I'm just going to leave it, they thought it would. And when I looked at it, fortunately, I feel blessed to even be considered that this mutual friend connected us with us, one of the heads of the Department of Labor, and said, could you take a look at it? The truth is, education was awesome. It was kick-ass. Really solid. Then why weren't people using it? Why aren't people using the free YouTube videos on how to use AI? Anthropic, the person that owns Claude, they got a free education system. Why isn't anybody using it? Because there's 6 steps, and they're starting on step 5. And between those two, and another company I was with yesterday that wants to put thousands of their employees through it, what I realized, sometimes you do things with an unconscious competence. You guys are, all of you are amazing at some things that you don't even realize you're amazing. You've been doing it for so long and somebody says, oh, Alicia, you're so good at X. You're like, oh no, I'm just nice to people. It's like, no, your business is killing it because you have a process for networking. Sometimes we don't recognize what we do. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Right? So I went to work. Now, when somebody pays you $250,000 to come to a mastermind, you kind of want to deliver value. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, right? Each event is 2 days. Each event, it's $83,000 for 2 days. If you look at it that way, $42,000 a day, right? And nobody quits, and they love it. So fortunately, we must be doing something right. But when I say that to you because I want to deliver value to them, and I want to deliver context and a framework, right? Because you can't model something. I might be good at something without even knowing. Yeah. Hey guys, you know I was frozen? Is it okay now? Can you guys see me okay? All right. Sorry about that. So what I was saying is, you got to deliver a framework, because just because I might be good at it and Tony might be good at it, just by watching us, you can't figure it out. Like, if someone's great riding a horse, you can't just go, well, just watch me, and then you can get on the horse and do what I do. It's like, no, here's the framework on how to get good at it. So I thought through this obsessively. I used AI to help me. I used my agent that I have, which is pretty cool. I named him Marco. That's a whole nother story. And I went through trainings that Tony and I have done for decades, and I looked for the common threads. So what I'm about to share with you, is for 2 reasons. One, how you learn. And if you don't, this is why you feel overwhelmed. This is why you might feel left behind. This is why you feel like this isn't good. And then secondly, this is what you should model when you teach and launch your program and help other people. It took me decades to figure this out. It took Tony decades to figure this out. This is the value of being a part of a community like this. I've been in this industry 30 years, Tony 47 years. And this is what we figured out, and you could start off here. So, the Department of Labor's education, kick ass, but it's step 5. What are the steps beforehand? That's what I want to go over with you today. This is just one of the slides. I don't want to leave them up too long because I don't want you to focus on the rest of them, but you could pull this slide up. These are the 6 steps. Number 1, you have to give somebody a reason why they should learn it in the first place. It's a must. if you think about it, you can take that down. At the end, we'll put it up and then we'll take a picture and put it in there and you guys can have this slide. But if you think about, if you just say, hey, you should learn AI. Why? Because everybody's learning it and you need to have it. Maybe, right? But if I said, Cecilia, you need to learn AI. In fact, put in the chat, if you had 10 hours, you know this is what I shared at the event, but I'm just going to say, if you had 10 hours a week, magic wand gifted to you, before you answer, I want to ask you, what would you do with that 10 hours? Would you work on the product that you shared earlier that you've been putting off? Would you get more creative? Would you go get in shape again? Right? Time for you to heal, to get... Would you just be home for dinner? I don't know. Would you go visit family members that you've been slacking on? Connect with family. Get more in your business and stop avoiding the things that are scaring you. Family time. I'd go outside and play. Look, that's such a great question. Great answer, I mean.
Yes.
I'd keep moving the needle forward, right? I'd write more poetry. Monica, so good, right? I'd work through MBS program and my music. Sanjay, so good. Connect with my family and play. I'd finish, I'd walk more. Family time, look at this, I'd work out. I'd divide between me and my business and family. I'd keep narrowing it down. Okay, these are beautiful. This is what we need to make a change. So who in here, raise your hand when you write down what you would do with that 10 hours. Who would fight for those 10 hours when you have a purpose behind it, right? So we have to, so I realized we did this unconsciously, is you got to give somebody a reason why they need to learn it in the first place, deeper than just knowing it, or just deeper than just being better at business.
Yes.
Number two, once you have and embrace a purpose, you need to overcome fear. Let's just talk about AI or anything. Is there a fear of going live and somebody judging you? Yes or no? Right? Is there a fear of screwing up? Oh my God, when I get my first client in the first coaching session, they think I'm stupid. They think I'm crazy. Fear. When it comes to AI, oh my God, what if AI gets all the codes and starts World War III? What if AI takes over everything? Like, all of those could go, but when you have a deep enough purpose, we can transform that fear, because you know where fear comes from? Just deciding what the meaning is. So, if AI is the thing that could take your job and end the world, do you really want to learn it? But what if you said, humans, as humans, we've invented a lot, and I'm going to have faith it's going to go in the right direction. You know, they predict AI, especially when it comes to quantum AI, will cure cancer in the next 3 years. Because it's like having a million doctors working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to solve it. We are going to have so many medical breakthroughs. We are going to cure my kids' allergies. All those things are coming. So I would just rather focus on AI can make me more human because it could do the stuff I don't want to do. So I could spend more time with her and the kids. It's going to help cure cancer. And I think we're smart enough as humans that we'll put boundaries on it. I don't know if that's going to come, but if I think about that, then I lose the fear and I want to move forward. True? And some people might call me naive. I get that. But what you focus on is what you get. I love Wayne Dyer when he found out he had leukemia. I watched him share this live. He said for the first couple weeks, he looked in the mirror and said, why me? Why do I have leukemia? Did I drink too much when I was younger? Did I not take care of myself? Every day was like, why? And then one day he woke up and he was like, hey, screw that. He said he was looking in the mirror and said, hey, I'm going to be that guy that kicks the crap out of leukemia. I'm going to be the Wayne Dyer, the guy that beat leukemia. He woke up excited every day. He's like, hey, I'm here today to beat leukemia. Now, he died a little ways later, but of a heart attack, not the leukemia, right? Loved Wayne Dyer too, Sal. But the whole point of the matter is, the leukemia was still there, wasn't it? He just decided to give it a different meaning, and he woke up approaching it there. So when you have a deep purpose, then if you overcome the fear by going, hey, I'm just going to think AI is going to shift my life and it's going to make everybody else better. Then the fear is gone. Then we get to the third part. We all think we're good at change. Raise your hand if you know we all suck at change. Like, raise your hand. Do we all suck at change? There's a few of you that love change. I get it, right? Maybe you love change too much, right? But when you have a deep enough purpose and you're not scared, And then you realize if I don't change, you know, that saying, if I'm not climbing, I'm sliding.
Yep.
If I don't change,
that.
there's no way I can be significant. There's no way I can impact other people's lives. There's no way I can turn this inner passion into something bigger. Change is scary, but I'm going to model proven practices. I'm going to take one step at a time, right? So if you think about that, my purpose is big enough. I shift the fear, and now I'm embracing change, turning resistance into momentum, right? Then you can bring this back up. I have no problem with you guys looking at this. Then the fourth one is, this is really important for you guys teaching your students and for how we teach AI and how we teach everything, is you got to clear the path. Meaning, you got to cut through the overwhelm and be able to see one straight line, one focus. If you're helping people find romance again, find intimacy, find themselves, get over an illness, eat better and be more, whatever it is, you got to have that one path with a one big outcome. For us, if you remember last year's AI Advantage, all we did is say, we're going to help you find time using AI. That was our through line. That was just straight, not learning I mean, right now, cutting through the clutter, like we said, if you look at one AI video, there's 6,000 of them. It's like, which one do I do? Do I do the free stuff, the do stuff, the video stuff? It's like, oh no, I'm just going to focus on building a clone and getting time back. Oh, I could do that. So you got to have one clear path. Make sense? And then once you do those four, then you have the right, you've earned the right to educate and guide them. Let's just make something really simple here. If you want to help somebody lose that stubborn 20 pounds, they've been thinking about losing that stubborn 20 pounds for 30 years, and they haven't. Do you think if you jumped to number 5 and said, hey, let's count your macros, let's get you in the gym 3 days a week, and this is the diet that'll finally change it? Tell me yes or no in the chat if you think that would work with somebody who's been trying for 20 years. Right? Dan.
Not right
Right?
away.
No. Right? Ain't gonna work.
Mindset first.
Yeah.
True.
But that's what most people do. And then they wonder why they're not getting results, and they wonder why their program's not selling. And you can't sell people this. Here's the other one. If you said to people, hey, I'm going to help you lose weight, but first I want to give you a purpose. I want to overcome the fear. I want you to embrace change. I want to clear the path. They're like, bullshit. Just tell me how to lose the weight. Not true. If it would have worked, they would have lost the 20 they wanted to lose. I'm not saying if you don't want to lose the 20, who cares? But if you say for 20 years I want to lose it and you haven't, you need the first 4 steps or it's not going to work. Simple as that. So if you want that person to lose a stubborn 20, you got to get in their heart. Hey, you have kids yet? Yeah, kids and grandchildren. Do you like playing with your grandchildren? Love it. Do you run out of breath? Do you wish you could do more? I do. How would you like to be that grandma that can outrun your 7-year-old? I'm just making this up. Then all of a sudden you're like, damn, I'll do something for that. Overcome the fear, embrace the change, clear the path. They're ready for your education. This is the biggest secret of what Tony and I do. This is worth 27 years of being a part of mastermind.com. I hope you're seeing this today. I hope you're feeling this today. And then the sixth one's real easy. Engage and excel. That means once you teach them, then you got to help them implement it into their life and make it a pattern. So if we teach them how to eat better and they lose the 20, teach you how to use AI to go faster, then we got to teach you how to be looking where AI could fit in your life to make you go faster, where you could make different decisions so you keep the 20 pounds off or whatever the thing is. That's the 6 steps of transformation. That's the 6 steps. That's why we had so many people actually use AI. I mean, it was the most incredible thing we had ever done. So many people shared they're saving 10 to 30 hours a week. It was the greatest thing we ever did. And all of them said in our surveys, I've been trying to learn AI. I was so overwhelmed. They don't realize that we put them through this journey. And that's okay. They don't have to know. All we care about, all you should care about, Dan, Marissa, Wendy, everybody, you know what you should care about? When they're done working with you, they get the damn results that you promised them. That's it. Hard stop, doesn't matter. When they're done, they go, I worked with Lauren, I worked with Pam, I worked with Cecilia. They promised me this, and damn it, I got it. They don't need to know how the journey works. You don't even have to tell them that. If you started your marketing with, I can help you do this thing, but we got to give you purpose, got to overcome, want. Just give me the pill. I just want the pill and I want the results. It's okay. Sell them what they want, but then give them what they need, and they need this path. I hope you guys feel this. I hope you understand. This took me 3 decades and 30 years to figure out. All right. You are awesome today.
Thank you. You're awesome. Lots of good food for thought for me too. So
Well,
thank
good.
you.
Well, thank you for hanging out with us today, my love.
I love it.
Guys, thank you so much. I love this family. I love hanging out with you once a month. Remember, AIAdvantageSummit.com. Go to that link, register today, and if you have someone in your life, we want to make this bigger than last year. So if you got someone in your life, you're our family, that needs to go, just give them the link, tell them to come for free, tell them not to mess around. I know sometimes Tony and I can be extreme in all of our other businesses, like I don't want to break boards, I don't want to walk on fire, you're crazy for doing that, I don't want to sell what I know. Everybody needs AI in their life. Everybody needs a path. And we'd love to help anybody in your family. So AIAdvantageSummit.com. Love to have you there, and make sure you bring a friend. I appreciate you all. We'll see you at the next Inner Circle. Take care, everybody.
All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me. I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. Feel the music on the stereo. Oh, oh. As we let the rhythm take control. We're gonna dance like we don't care. Keep on popping bottles like we're millionaires. Yeah, we're just getting started. Living for the weekend. Whoa. Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down.